Hey everyone, welcome back to Pretending with Dice. As always, I'm your host and game master, AJ. First things first, as this is going to be our final episode of 2017, I wanted to say a huge thanks to everyone who's listened to us so far this year. We've had a really great first 6 months of the podcast, and it's all down to you guys. So yeah, huge thank you from me. Following on from that though, I do have some good news and some bad news. Let's start with the bad news. We're going to be going on a short hiatus for January. This is to work on some new stuff for you all, so I'm afraid there's not going to be any new episodes for the next few weeks. However, the good news is we'll be back as normal on Thursday the 1st of February, and it's going to be an extra special double-length episode where our very own Jason, who plays Enothe, is going to be DMing his first session. Should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually going to be playing in that. I don't want to spoil any more details of it for now, but it should be a lot of fun. We're all looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. Keep your eyes on our social media accounts for more details. We'll be continuing to tweet and post during the short hiatus, so we're really not going anywhere, and we're going to be making some announcements about some cool stuff that we're planning to do in 2018 over the next couple of weeks, so keep checking back. Alright then, let's recap what happened last time before we jump into today's episode. So, while guarding the Erivale temple, Pronce, Enothe and Bork were faced with 3 menacing, hooded, robed figures. A fight ensued, including some smart stealth moves from Pronce, and Bork even managed to get one of the rogue figures into a chokehold. In the end though, one of the figures escaped with the temple's relic, a purple spell focus which Pronce had previously discovered was a powerful magical artifact. We ended our last episode with the end of the combat, with 1 attacker dead, 1 unconscious, and 1 escaped with the relic that our heroes were meant to be guarding. So yeah, without any further ado, let's jump back into the game. The guy looks up at you with your knife to his throat.
Where's your friend gone?
There's a little bit of a pause as he sort of says, "If he is gone, then our mission here is complete."
I'm going to jab my sword into his shoulder.
Yeah. Okay, make a roll. Well, how hard are you jabbing?
Pretty jabby.
Hard enough to pierce the flesh.
Okay. Roll a d4 for damage. I'm presuming you're not trying to just immediately
I'm not trying to kill
him. Yeah.
I'm torturing. 1.
Okay, so you poke him for 1 point of damage.
Not very well.
That's how you
roll
take damage, in fairness. You don't want to hurt him too bad.
No, exactly. Where did your friend go?
He make an intimidation check, but I'm going to say this is going to be quite a high DC. These guys seem pretty,
They're committed. They're
and they like I say, it's not like they haven't won. Yeah. What did you roll?
18.
18. So the sword jabs into his away from here.
Smart.
You silly little smart ass, says Pronce, and slaps him.
Okay, we'll just say that's another 1 point of damage.
Just feeling like, okay, I know they set the standards. We're just gonna hurt this man. I'll slap him. That's fine.
Just torturing a man in a church.
I'm gonna twist the sword. Last chance. Where did he go?
Make another intimidation. Yeah.
17.
17. Yeah, no, this guy's pretty convinced of his purpose and has seemed to be willing to die for. You are holding a finger up for.
I've realised something. We've got time right now. We've got 10 minutes, which means I can...
Oh no.
and this man seems particularly uncooperative.
He's not going to cooperate.
Are you going to make him fall in love with you?
So...
If he had cyanide, he'd bite down.
I might have used all of my level 1 spell slots, but if I ritual cast it, I could charm this person.
You could.
I feel like this might be the best move, gentlemen. There are slapping this man about doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. So let's see if my arcane methods can get us a little bit further.
Okay.
So, for charming, what
Charm
do I need
person,
to do?
how long
And
is
it takes 10 minutes to ritual cast.
10
so
minutes
I'm
to
going to sit
ritual
there going.
Yeah. So he seems oddly calm. Like you get the feeling like now that he's realised that the guy has made off with the relic, he's almost like
Whatever he does now.
Whatever he does now, it's like it doesn't matter for the purpose was fulfilled. So like, I'd say oddly calm for someone who's on the ground with Enothe's sword in them.
I don't think these dudes are like easy, straightforward human because they just took such a beating. And they're not fussed.
Assuming he doesn't care that much about life and death.
Okay, so you take the next 10 minutes and like you guys are really kind of like hot on keeping him down, I take it.
Yeah.
In this time, the door to the priest's quarters kind of cracks open and they look, these two faces look out looking really scared.
Where were you?
Get back in the office.
You
don't want to see this, go back in the office. You don't want to see this, go back in the office.
Sweep up the broken glass.
I am in no mood, get back in the office.
Do you want a cup
God
of tea?
damn it!
Okay, the door closes quite quickly. Just the anger of like
no mood.
like I'm older than all of you.
Go with your fucking talk.
Sit down, children. Okay.
My teammates failed me.
So
You're here.
10 minutes passes. I need you to. Okay, so charm person. You attempt to charm it. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If charmed, regard you as a friendly acquaintance. And your spell save is 14, was it? 13. I rolled a 12 total.
Okay.
His eyes glaze over. He still looks angry at you two, but he kind of looks at you as like, can you help me out of this?
Well, my good friend.
It's not good friend, it's friendly acquaintance.
Well,
Yeah.
This is just conversation.
Lay it on thick. Yeah.
I'm adding to the spell.
nice.
Like, there's no point in trying to break it by being blasé about the way I talk to this man. Yes, my good friend. These are also my good friends. You must have forgotten the circumstance that led to this, because, well, you need to tell us all about what your plans were, and then I can tell my good friends here to just lay off, and maybe we'll let you go. Just tell us all about it.
He wouldn't believe you that they're his good friends as well.
No, my
because
good-
they're not
my good friend.
Yeah, well, you kind of said like, okay. He sort of says, look, I'll tell you, but I'm not going to tell them.
Okay.
we can back
Looking at the other two guys, I give him a look that's like, let's give him a second here. Just take the knife away from his throat and just take a step behind.
It's not in his throat, it's in his shoulder. I'm going to accidentally twist it slightly as I walk away from him.
Yeah, fuck you.
Just swear over my shoulder as I walk away from him.
And Pronce turns around and gives a wink to Enothe, like, yeah, I would have done that as well. And kind of turning back to this injured man as he's probably like in great pain on the floor, I go, okay, they're gone, so tell me all about it.
Well, of course you know. They sent us here to get the relic.
Hold on, who's they? I've got a spotty memory, my friend. You know me?
And please.
Don't have fleas. Just remind me, who was it that sent us again?
Oh, the Grand Master sent me.
The Grandmaster.
God damn it. Well, I don't know his name.
Oh, okay, but remind us, which sect are we from again?
The Bleeding Eye, of course.
Bleeding Eye. Oh, of course, the Bleeding Eye. Yes, of course. Now, this relic of Malon, why did we want it again?
There's lots of us around. The Grand Master sent all of us. We're collecting magical artifacts for him. He didn't confide the plan in me. I'm a Million acolyte, but we are getting them for our own purposes.
So where were we meant to go with these things after we've got them? I missed my chance to go through the portal with our good friend. I feel like we should catch up to him.
Well, he sent us out a week ago. We need to return. We found the tomb of Grazak.
Grazak. Do I know who Grazak is?
Make all of you can make a history check. Bork and Pronce. Oh, I guess actually no, you can't hear. You're off.
Yeah, these guys are off elsewhere.
Okay.
Okay, so history. 9 plus 5, 14.
14. It rings familiar, but you can't place it.
Ah, yes, Grazak, I know him well. Saying to this man, there's much as I really can't remember.
Yeah, that tracks with stuff you've said to people before.
Of course. Now, where was this tomb? Remind me, because we must catch up to our compatriots. Of course, I will help you to your feet in just a moment, and we will chase after them. Fear not for my companions. But where were we headed?
It's 3 days' travel from here, north of the river, the foot of the mountains.
The foot of the mountains. And it's a big place. We'll know it when we see it, yes?
Well, it's been taken by the forest. It's only recently been uncovered, of course. This is where we got the location from the professor, of course.
The professor, you say?
Yes, of course. His expedition led us right to it.
And do you have the professor's notes, perhaps, or something? How are we going to get back to this place had the portal not opened?
Well, we most likely walk.
Follow my lead here, man. Come on. Do you have a map? Do you have something that's going to take us there? I'm trying to get us to this place.
Make a persuasion check, even though he's charmed. This is kind of you're pushing the edge, I think, here of what I probably should be telling you from the charm person stuff.
19.
Okay.
You sweet talker, you.
So I don't have the map. Varen had it. And he looks around and you can see him look at the corpse on the ground and then go, well, and Varen is off with the relic. I've only been there once. I can't quite remember the exact path. It is out in the woods, though. Lost
through the woods, at the foot of the mountain, across the river.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And with that, Pronce casts Fireball directly into the man's face.
I'm just going to have you roll damage. He's just not even... Yeah. Roll your damage for that.
I wanted to kill him.
Well, you still got your poke.
This might not kill him. You might have to stab a burning corpse.
That's what I'm aiming for. It really pissed me off. That's 10.
That's a 12, but yeah, whatever.
12. I was going to say, I don't know which dice is which. I got 0.
That's a 10.
Oh, 10, okay.
It's a 10, okay. So yeah.
Plus 5, 15.
15. Okay, so yeah, he's standing there. He's got still got the slight smile on his face of like, yeah, thank you. Hello, friend. You can get me out of this, right? And you're just like, pow, executioner style. He's just dead.
Does he even have a head anymore?
Yeah, but it's looking it's not looking good.
Toasty!
Is what you say after.
And with that, I hop up and lean around whichever pillar these guys have been hiding behind with a big smile on my face. Gentlemen, I have a lead.
You killed him, didn't you?
A little bit.
I wanted to kill him.
We're going on an adventure!
You can stab him again if you like.
No, let's take him and the other guy's robe.
Are you sure? Pronce walks over and pulls the dagger out of his pocket and gives the body a little stab with a little look.
Stop stabbing the robe.
Stop. Come on, it's fun.
Stop stabbing the robe. Let's take the robes, because they'll be useful, and then so you know where they are.
Yes, through the forest, across the river, at the foot of the mountain.
The mountains are a big range, about 3 to 4 days travel from you.
Pronce is absolutely content that this is enough information to get us where we're going. We didn't need to keep that man alive. We were done.
We rode into town. We can ride out.
I guess we're heading towards the mountain.
Yeah, but you do. I mean, that's a wide.
It's a wide. Look at the range of mountains.
But for now, that can.
You do have
the man
a.
described a location that was lost to the forest, and looking over to Bork, I say,
just let the DM help
there
out.
No, carry on.
There was a friend we found in the forest. Like, you remember our friend?
Yeah.
The hunter. He might know.
I'll stop you there. That was a different direction.
Still feel like that.
All right, fair enough.
It's an idea to go with for now.
It's in the wrong fucking direction.
Post battle, that's all we've got to go with.
Let's go through their things.
Okay.
By that, I mean, you guys go through their things. I know you guys like doing it.
Okay, so Pronce stops poking the guy with the dagger. the corpse with the dagger. And goes for his pockets instead.
Sure. Okay. He's got his own dagger, similar to the one that the guy pulled out to get into the to smash through the thing. Doesn't look particularly. It's not like. It doesn't look like well decorated or anything. It's just a dagger. He's got a few small coins in there. You make about 10 gold worth. Pocketing it straight away. Not even splitting it.
No, they don't see that I'm doing this. The money's already in my pocket before they have any inkling that that's happening.
Make an investigation roll for me.
20. Plus 5.
Okay, alright. You find in his pocket a handwritten note, looks kind of hastily written. It's just a few words. It says, Erivale, Malar's gem, take the professor's apprentice with you.
Okay. Seeing this, I turn around and pass it to the guys to have a look and continue to sort of like poke and prod at the body, even if it's completely pointless at this point.
Sure.
I've gone through all the pockets.
Yeah, there's not a lot else on them.
I'm back to searching cavities at this point. And these guys can look at the paper while Pronce goes about prodding nose holes and ear holes. And your mind can go wherever it likes at that point, but I'm saying nose and ear.
I did wonder. I was like, I mean, there's not a lot left of the nose after you fucking shot him in the face.
I like to feel how crispy I've made things.
Pretty crispy. It's like overdone toast.
Bork, are you going to check the other guy?
Yeah, I was thinking where we were actually. If we were huddled around one body, but I'll go over and look at the other one.
And I'll grab the piece of paper off of Pronce and walk over with Bork.
Okay. Again, going through, this guy also has got a dagger. The robe in this one is not quite as singed around the edges because he hasn't been shot in the face, but it's got a little bit of blood staining, but it's red anyway, so it's that could be easily washed out. This guy again, he hasn't got a note, but he's got the dagger and he's got maybe 14 gold on him. That's pretty much it.
Pocket. The 14 gold.
Sure.
Is this again without the knowledge of the other people in the party?
Nah, you saw me take it.
You're just like, I'm having this.
Jingle it in your hands.
Feels like 14.
Yeah. Again, there's nothing else on this guy really. Again, looking at him, actually make an investigation roll.
1.
I mean, this certainly is a human. You think?
Can I use it when you roll a 1 on attack, ability, or saving roll?
This is an ability check, so you could use.
So I could use a reroll.
You could, yeah.
Do that. There's not going to be inside the body.
I mean, what did you get instead?
3.
You're
definitely a human.
You're pretty sure it's a human.
You are using different dice this week.
Maybe a male.
At least I got 14 gold.
Yeah. Anyway, what would you like to do?
We need to find the professor's assistant. We need to find who the professor is. Take their robes, because we're going to need them. And let's go and ask the priests if they know who the professor is.
Pronce has already stripped his corpse naked for no particular.
Good.
What a weird quote.
Good work, Pronce.
Well, he's been very thorough investigating that body. I got a 20. So
Yeah, you're like
I went the whole hog.
you're checking this guy inside and out.
Do those tattoos on their faces? Do they cover the whole body?
Do they?
Well, you rolled a 20. No, this guy, it's not a tattoo. It's it's kind of like a scar kind of thing over one eye. It's kind of like a line going down the side of the face, kind of from the top of the eye. Again, you've seen battle wounds, and this doesn't look like a battle wound. This is straight enough.
What's the marking of the gold?
Yeah.
Nothing
so much on anything else. No, nothing
we recognise.
Nothing. If you're looking for like a big circular thing on the chest, no.
Okay.
No, nothing. Smooth as a baby's bum from the neck down.
Nice.
Well, I mean, the regular amount of
Smooth.
Not smooth.
Yeah, not smooth.
That's just.
These guys appear to be in their mid to late 20s.
Could be pretty smooth.
Could be pretty smooth.
As he says it,
They're really hot on the baby oil.
Rubs a hand over the dead guy's peck. And it's like, see, smooth.
It's pretty firm. It's That works out.
And then gets up, brushes his hands off, and sort of looks at the guys expectantly, like, where are we going next then?
To the mountains.
No, to the...
Looking at Bork, winking a gun, like, I like your style, I'm down for this move.
Why don't you guys go to the pub and ask about the professor?
Professor Pub?
Go to the pub, ask about the professor.
I've taken many lessons from Professor Pub.
Fuck off, until we can find something out.
Yeah, fine with me. What do you reckon, Bork, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
You seem a bit hesitant, I suppose, because you've only just
I've
sobered
just
up.
sobered up, so I might not drink as much.
You can stay with...
But I like the atmosphere.
Yeah,
And go and wash the robes as well.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
And see if you can find someone to sew them up, because someone, put a
The chicken,
bunch of stabs in one of them.
the chicken, the barn.
reaching into my
barmaid must
pocket and
be willing to
feeling the
stay.
10 coins I've just found, that'll pay for it. And sort
I
of,
mean, that'll more than pay for it.
yeah, give him another look at Bork. It's a little kind of like shrug over the shoulder, like, come on, let's head towards the door. Off we go.
Okay, we got these robes. We left some corpses in the temple, but like, can you just...
There's a bunch of naked corpses.
Don't tell the priest.
Yeah.
Just in the
I'm going to go talk to the...
I was going to say, speaking of the priest, so you two wander off. We'll
Catch up.
we'll catch up with you in a minute. The priests, they're both kind of waiting by the door. Like, it's the older one. He says he's in charge. What happened out there? We had so much racket.
3 men broke in. One of them unfortunately escaped with the relic.
Oh no!
We know roughly where they are. I need to ask you whether or not you know who the professor is and who their apprentice is.
The professor? No, I don't. No professors around here. Maybe from the university.
Where's the university?
Well, the capital is hundreds of miles distant.
Why would the professor's apprentice be here?
I mean, you know more than I do.
Unless the professor's apprentice is the guy with a hole in his chest. I need to go see Lambert. Lambert! Sorry about the dead bodies in your foyer. You guys can deal with that, right?
Are you just backing slowly out? Because dead bodies.
You'll be fine. They're dead.
Me too.
But I mean,
Have a nice night.
oh
Toodles. Slap 'em.
yeah. As you leave, you just hear like a sigh.
Looking out there.
And you're out in the rain now.
Yeah.
I'll stick with you, I think, for now. Are you going over the road to...
I'm going to go see Lambert.
Okay, he's there. He's still kind of like in the cells, kind of hand, like rubbing his sort of face, and Bowrick is there now with him as well, kind of standing there, hands on hips. And he's like, you walk in just at the end to hear him say, "Oh, what a fucking mess."
So as I walk around the corner and I see Bowrick, I go.
He hears you. He hears you gagging. And he's like, "What the fuck?
Oh, shut up, please.
What
Please
are you?
shut up.
What are you doing in here? Get out of the cells. You're not allowed to be back here."
The guy who looked from his city, is there any chance that he could be the professor's apprentice?
What professor?
You tell me. I know as much as I've just said. Does he look like he could be an apprentice of a professor from the university?
Well, I don't fucking know, do I?
Well, investigate it. That's your job, isn't it?
Fine. He looks down at him real quickly, just kind of gives him a look and goes, I don't know, could be. Them clothes are pretty fancy.
Fucking country people.
Remember, Barry doesn't like you. He's not. Yeah.
I don't like Bowrick. I'm fine with that. I've seen more than
Lambert's kind of
say.
keeping quiet and just sort of looking, because Barrick's his boss.
How about you look at him properly and try and figure it out, or I go tell the mayor that you've been sleeping with his wife.
Ooh.
Blackmail!
Make an intimidation check.
Please. 12. I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I'd like you to bear that in
Yeah.
mind. Oh god of DMness.
Barrick kind of looks really taken aback by this, goes immediately red in the face. Lambert kind of turns his head, like on a swivel, and just kind of looks at him like, Barry's just kind of like, I don't know anything about sleeping. May as well. I wouldn't dare impugn the honour of the mayor.
Real convincing.
Fuck off.
Just check the fucking body.
Okay. He goes down and looks. And he pulls down he sort of pats down the guy again. Like, it's tough because like he's got a hole burned through him. But you hear a tearing noise, and he comes back holding up the inside pocket of the guy's waistcoat, which actually has got a maker's mark on it. That he holds up and goes, there. That's all he's got on him. Reading it, you can see, you don't recognise the name, but it definitely, there's Tobear and Sons Clothiers. And there is an address on it, which looks to be somewhere in the capital.
It's not as conclusive as I'd like it to be.
No. But that's all they can really sort of...
Keep an eye on the body, and then I leave without paying attention to anything.
If you leave it behind you here, what's it going to do? Fucking get up and walk out of here.
With you watching it, it fucking might. Now fucking shut up and then walk out.
You bloody elven...
Oh, shut up, I can hear you, prick.
Bloody pointy ear.
Shut up!
You're outside at this point. You're outside at this point, but like you can hear it real well. You can hear as you walk away, like because you're walking basically alongside, and you can hear Lambert going, like, "Well, they're all right, you know. They kind of help with the things." Like, shut the fuck up! Bloody coming in here telling me how to do my job. To tell him, saying I'm sleeping with her. You know I'm not sleeping with her. You know she's a lovely young lady, but yeah, it trails off as you walk off.
As I walk out, I'm going to shout, "Barrick's sleeping with the mayor's wife," really loudly, and then just keep walking.
Unfortunately, there's still a storm happening,
It's fine.
so it's kind of
cathartic.
It's cathartic. Okay. So you, Bork and Pronce, you arrive at the pub holding a pair of blood-stained cultist robes. It's still kind of busy. You guys have only been gone about an hour or so since you left. Clattering the door open, Thor's like, "Shut the door, lads. It's nasty out."
So walking in, Pronce kicks the door behind him in a similar stance to what he did at the church.
It's kind of your signature move at this point.
Assumes the stance for no particular reason, and then sort of crab walks over to her holding the robes, and then reaches into one pocket and drops the 10 coins, even if it doesn't cost 10 coins. Drops the 10 gold coins he's just gotten, all of it, on the table, and says, "Can you wash and fix these for us, please?"
Aye, but where'd you get those?
That's 10 coins to keep you quiet, too.
Yeah, naughty bad men. That's all you need to know, my dear.
I'm not a child, you know. I'm 37.
37.
We still don't know how old Pronce is, so she might get
Pronce doesn't know how old Pronce is.
Exactly.
He just gives her a quizzical look, like age is no matter here. Like,
I understand.
Then sort of looks down at the 10 coins, like raises an eyebrow. Come on.
She kind of looks at you for saying, come on then. She takes the money. Like, 'cause that's quite a lot of money, really, for you being like...
seamstress.
Yeah.
And a round of drinks, if you please.
All right.
And
Give me
some
them.
pork, if you please.
What are you not? All right, for God's sake. She goes out the back. There's she's gone for a minute or two. She comes back with some meat on a tray for you, and
immediately some of that is in the pocket, joining the rest of the other meats.
You got a little bit of a meat pocket going on. Yeah.
It's for snacking.
And she starts pouring drinks for you guys. It's a little bit later on in the evening now. It's about 9 o'clock. A few people seem to have, because this isn't like a party town. It's still busy, but like it being a storm, some people have kind of made their way home and that. Over
I like the idea of a Dungeons and Dragons party town.
Yeah.
Sounds like the capital's got a unit.
Bards as far as the eye can see. Bards and wenches.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if the capital's got a uni, the students must be all in the capital. So yeah, nights out in the capital.
So yeah, she starts pouring you drinks. At this point, Enothe, you enter, and you see them at the bar, which is where you've become accustomed to seeing them.
I need a water. I'm not making the same mistake as last time.
He goes, oh, you looked a little bit green after that.
I felt much worse than green, but thank you.
Turning to Enothe now that he's arrived. Enothe! What did you learn? Did Lambert have anything to say? How about Bollock? Barrack, sir.
You're not even trying anymore. I've got this piece of cloth which says that it's from Tober and Associates.
Tober and Sons Clothiers.
Tober and Sons Clothiers from the capital. So it's possible that the man with the hole in his chest is the professor's apprentice, but it's kind of hard to get any more proof because most of him is not there anymore, which makes things tricky.
And one of our parties been to the capital, have they not? Did we decide?
We didn't really decide that. That was more of like a random sort of odd side question as to had Bork been to the capital at some point in his life, and you were just like, I don't know. So it doesn't matter.
Those were the Bistofield days. I don't remember a lot.
Definitely Bovril. keep your addictions in check.
Sorry.
Unless the Bisto was like preceding the Bovril addiction.
It's a gateway.
It's a gateway.
Gateway powder.
Beef by
Just pure Bovril on a mirror.
That hot beef injection.
Straight into the veins.
That's good.
I was just thinking that maybe one of us might have heard of this Clothiers, but if none of us have been to the capital necessarily, then we can leave that thought there.
Thora's dad visits the capital occasionally, doesn't he?
It's worth an ask. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't where you guys came from with him.
Okay.
That was just kind of the next big town.
Worth an
over.
ask.
Worth asking if he's been there. He's an older dwarf.
Where is he? I don't like him.
He's at the end of the bar with a couple of the sort of friendly barflies. You remember when you first came in here with him, he seemed to be sort of holding a bit of a court and, popular local figure.
Bork, I have this. I'm going to give you hand over the bit of cloth to Bork. Go ask the owner if he knows anything about this.
Okay.
I can't be dealing with him as well today.
Bronze slaps him on the back, and have we been served yet? Can I slide a mug
Yeah,
of beer
you've been.
over to him?
Yeah.
I slide a mug of beer over, even though he's asked for water, and kind of.
Do you know what? Sure.
I mean, like a beer, you could deal with a beer.
I'm not necking it this time, so.
Like, there's a difference between a beer and a triple whiskey.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one of these waiting for you when you come back, Bork.
Thanks.
Bearing in mind, Bork, you're still a little bit buzzed from before. You're just like, you're not 100% sobered up. You're just like,
No, but yeah.
You're drinking through it.
yeah. Bit of hair of the dog.
Okay. So I get down from my little stool,
Sure.
or maybe my big stool. I think down regardless.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So walk on over.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're right there, Brock. How you doing?
I've had better evenings, but I've got some cloth here. Do you know anything about? I mean, can you take a look at this? Can you tell me if you know where this has been made? Or
He kind of he picks it up, but he takes it off you with one hand and kind of holds it in front of himself, and you can tell he's had a couple of drinks as well, and he's kind of like trying to focus. He goes, "It says Tober and Sons."
Yeah, well, we know that bit.
Clothiers. Pembar Street, Valenay. Capital. Hands it back to you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're
for
welcome.
that. Have you been to the Have you been to the capital? Do you know this place?
Well, not that particular shop. No, I mean it's a big city.
Wow, you're really useful tonight, aren't you?
I mean, ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer.
Fuck! I cannot deal with this.
I mean, like, you're asking, like, you go up to a random dude and you've been like, here's a shop in the capital, which is hundreds of miles away. Do you know anything about it? Like, I mean...
This is why you didn't want to ask, wasn't it? Give me the stuff I'm going to get rejected on.
Send the idiot to ask the stupid question.
Alright, you guys are in, like, a random village in the country at the moment. You're not, like... It's not like... This guy isn't Google. It's pub owner.
Well, he should be.
Is anyone from the capital in the pub? I've walked over because
I've seen.
I'm just
My shoulders
furious at everyone at
lowering.
this point. Is anyone from the capital drinking this pub?
Well, no, to be fair, you guys are the first out of towners we've had in there for a while.
Okay, that's fine. And then I walk off.
We're getting 0 from this dude. It's just
Says, I don't know, you from the capital, Bork? It's almost like he's kind of joking around. He's like, he just didn't like your answer, and he's kind of like, I don't know, Bork, how about you? Do you know anything about it either? Even though you're
my fists are clenching, and I'm refraining from smacking this dude.
He goes, I'm just kidding. You're all right, son.
You're alright.
seeing signs of shoulders starting to go up and down again, Pronce wanders over and passes a mug of beer. I told you had a mug of beer. Come on, let the mean man have his time with his friends.
Mean, I'm just having a laugh.
And then I shoot a look that says like, yeah, I know. Just let me do this.
He gives you a wink.
Thumbs up in return. Taking Bork back to the stool, sit down, slide a bit of pork over, have a little bit of drink. I think.
Just sliding him some pork.
I've got a platter of pork. I'm going to pass the pork. And other alliterative things. We do have some pork on the table here, and Mark's enjoying it.
Oh god.
living the role. Method acting.
And calling Enothe's attention over, I just kind of look at them both and say, well, I'm out of ideas, guys. Maybe we should just go to the capital.
If they're after the Professor's apprentice, and the Professor's apprentice is the guy that's dead in a cell, the chances are they didn't realise for certain he was going to be dead. So they're either going to take the body, which would be odd, or we just have to go to the mountains, which is not ideal. Do you have any way, given your mystical stylings, of figuring out where they would be?
I suppose we could go. I could have a wander back to the temple and have a quick look at where that portal opened and see if I can get a feel for it. I mean, now you mention it, I probably should have done this before we left.
How many people are in the pub at this point? Did you say it was quite busy?
About 20.
Are they the regular people we know? That
Yeah, nobody stands out. Like you said, like you guys are the first kind of out of towners they've had in for a little bit.
Could I send Apollonia to the temple just to get a quick sense and then get an immediate yes or no of like, yes, there's a rigid
I think the temple's a little bit out of range of your familiar spell.
I think it's what you said in one of the last.
Yeah.
Quick solutions.
Yeah. I mean,
really
if you wanted to see if you recognise the portal kind of spell type thing, I'll let you do an Arcana check.
What, here and now?
Yeah, just
in the
as
moment?
like you've been
Yeah.
thinking about it, yeah.
We'll do that then.
Because you did get a good look at it,
Yeah.
like.
Thinking about it, that portal looked maybe a little familiar, so let's have a look. I got a 19 plus 5. So
It didn't look like a portal so much as the dimension door spell.
it was a dimensional door, gentlemen. That he may have travelled through to another plane.
You would know that dimension door is a short range teleport.
Oh, it's a short-range teleport.
Yeah.
Okay. He's travelled some distance, but not too far. In fact, getting a sense of internal chronology and time and everything, he may not have had that long to get away from us. We may be stepping to his feet very quickly. We may be letting them escape.
And he's injured, so he shouldn't be travelling that quickly. We need to borrow horses and leave then. And head towards the mountains, I guess.
Does anybody have any horses in here? Pronce shouts.
We know they have horses, I stayed in the stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want somebody to volunteer their horse.
I'm fuck volunteering.
Like, I don't want to pay for it.
I'm hoping it's a villager that recognises the dire situation.
fire
That
Bork, drop the 14 gold that you stole off that guy. We're taking the horses.
Why?
Just drop the 14 gold.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Prices. Horses are more expensive.
I don't care. I am sick of this town.
They're really not helpful, are they?
I don't think they're meaning to be unhelpful so much.
No, but a lot of silly questions.
Not being helpful.
How are those words these days?
Like you're asking people who wouldn't know.
No, I understand.
Wouldn't know the stuff, and then getting annoyed that they don't know the stuff. If you know what I mean.
I'm just playing my character.
I know.
Because he's a grumpy bastard. At this point, especially. How much are horses?
Well, generally, if you wanted to buy a decent riding horse, it would cost you 75 gold.
Ooh. So see if we can rent them.
Yeah. Like a kind of older, sort of slower horse would maybe cost you 50.
We can't afford to buy a horse.
And nobody in the pub immediately volunteered.
No, I mean, these are
a
a bunch of farmers and village folk, sort of thing. Thor was like, well, we got the couple of ponies out in the out there, but I mean, would you be able to bring them back?
Probably.
That's all we got. Well, probably doesn't get the next shipment down from World River, does
Yeah,
it?
have you met Pronce? I can't guarantee anything, unfortunately.
Hearing this conversation go on with Thora, Pronce leans into Thora and says, "Come on now, you know I'm good for it."
You're good for bringing back me ponies.
Well, ponies, money, whatever the case, you know I'll make it right.
Well, you have been dropping a lot of coin. Make a persuasion check.
Come on, Pronce.
11 plus 0.
Plus 0.
So 11.
See, the thing here is that they've got the two ponies that draw the
cart.
the cart, and
Yeah.
they do need that for picking stuff up. And you've just done quite a good job of saying, I wouldn't guarantee anything Pronce
I
says.
stand by it.
Yeah. She seems reluctant to lend you them. Like I say, it's...
Okay.
They do, like I say, it's only been a few days since they've been out for a thing, so, you know, she's maybe willing, if you could guarantee to bring them back.
But I'm thinking maybe I could make an offer of a deposit and say, look, I understand that my word may well be in question, especially with my compatriots here backing me so soundly. But if I lay down however much I've got in my pocket, everything I own, just as a sign of faith that I at the very least promise to bring my pony back.
And Bork promises to bring his back.
Well, how much you got?
So 19.
19.
Because you spent 50 gold on ruby dust after haggling down to 49 or whatever it was.
I got 70.
70.
Oh.
56 and the 14 I picked
yeah.
up.
I mean, she'd sell you the ponies for that.
So yeah, just put down the 70 as a deposit.
But, like...
Assuming we want to give them back, because they do need them.
Yeah, and we'd like the money back.
We'll put a deposit down on the ponies. Lay away.
Team Bork, put all of your money down.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, okay, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe put it down as a deposit, but you still want those robes cleaned? That'll take me some time.
Oh, that's
Time
fine.
we have.
We're going to search the perimeter of the village, I think, is our best move here.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're not going far with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately, or are you going to wait till the storm blows?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright then, so...
Time waits for no elf.
How are we dividing here? Because we've got two ponies.
Well, we know roughly the direction that they're going. You and Bork can ride on a pony together.
You're pretty agile and running around and shit, so you'll be all right on your own, I guess.
You and Pronce can ride on a pony together because I know that you love being near each other.
Ah. Which one of us is going side saddle?
You can hug each other. It'll be lovely.
That works for me. I'll be the source of light as we ride about. So okay then. Was there any? We've got the windmill that's in proximity.
We need to head in the directions of the wood.
Kind of
mountains, essentially.
northeast, like I say. It's not like there's one mountain standing there, it's like a kind of
A whole
range.
yeah. So we need to head in that general
I mean, you haven't really done a lot of sort of thinking about, like, Pronce is the only one who heard what the name of the tomb on the tomb was or anything.
Pronce, quick, tell us everything you know.
There might be ways of figuring out, like I say, you know whose tomb it is. This is lost to the forest, but there might be a way of figuring out.
Oh yeah.
Try not to railroad you. Try not to give too many hints.
But a little bit railroading.
A little bit of sort of like
stuff, right? To actually work this
What
out.
was?
Well, I can't remember the name of the tomb.
It was the tomb of Grazak.
Grazak. Okay, and so again, going back to a familiar tactic, Pronce, just before we've organised that we're going to go out and do a search of some sort, but before we leave,
Just do a
Pronce
loop around the
recognises that,
town.
hang on, wait, there's a lot of people in here. Has anybody heard of the tomb of Grazak? Anybody?
You two can make a history check now.
It's you as well, Bork.
Shouting,
You may as well roll.
Shouting at everybody in the pub just in case. Well, you don't know.
Are you looking for another 20?
For an old dude, I have like no memory of anything.
I did wonder because that's right in front of you there.
Yeah,
It's the 20-sided one.
it looked familiar like the other one. 11.
13 in total.
13 total. What was your total?
Oh, no.
Or was
Not
it?
even one.
It was 3.
3. Okay. Again, it seems that you've heard the name somewhere, but you can't really narrow it down. But in the corner at the bar, Titus. Yeah, Titus. He goes, Tuma Grazak, you mean that old dragon slayer?
Sure.
I think so.
You think so? You mean you don't know the legend? I tell you, lads, young people these days don't know the stories. Bloody young'uns. He could. I mean, you haven't asked him. He could very well be older than you. Like dwarves do live quite a while, and he's grey-haired.
Spin us the yarn.
Spin this the yarn, okay.
Tell us a story.
But like,
We have a beer. We got.
to the point.
Yeah, we haven't got a lot of time.
Well, pull up a seat then, lads. I'll tell you the tale myself. Back in the old days, back when dragons were more common in this part of the world, some folk would wander the land, slaying the dragons wherever they found them. Now this one fellow, big old orc bastard named Grazak, he was the most famous of them all. He fought the dragons his whole life, took out more than his fair share, mind. They say the one that finally got him though, big old ancient red fucker. They fought for a day and a night up in the mountain passes, till finally they both lay dead. Now they buried Grazak along with the dragon somewhere at the foot of the mountain range.
Finally, a lead.
So we need to head for there. Do you have a map to this tomb?
Legend says it was lost. I mean, this is centuries ago.
What would be your best
When you were how old?
It was before me time.
Oh, okay.
But
Just checking.
how old are you?
Old enough.
Old enough for what?
Touche.
So it's. Do you know which mountain specifically it's at the foot of?
No location lost, but it's northeast of here. They say north of the bend in the river before it gets around to Glarana.
Would there be magical energy there? Maybe there, Pronce? If they've got the spell focus there, could you maybe track the magical energy if we got close enough?
Not from this
I was
distance.
going to say.
No. Not
I don't
if we
have-
started riding in that
I
direction.
believe detect magic is an actual spell.
Detect magic's an actual spell with a 30-foot radius.
30 feet's not very much.
It's not at all, really.
It would allow a trail, I suppose, to be
Bowables.
but I don't have that ability, so.
Always thin.
Well, if there's a
3 or 4 days
northeastern passage out of the village, it seems like this may be our most intelligent route forwards.
Okay, so we go.
Yeah.
So we're just going to ride.
Because there's still
ride
a
into the
chance.
storm. Yeah,
We
we've
don't
got a chance of
know.
catching
Yeah, we
it.
don't know if the other guy has. And he like I said, he's injured. He's got an arrow in him. His head was a little bit on fire. And we've got horses, so we might be able to catch him.
Right.
So we go now.
Chuck back the beer. Pocket every bit of meat that's on the table that's available. So the pocket's now bulging, possibly a little bit now, and it's time to go.
Okay, Thor was like, "Oh, you're leaving, are you? Sorry, I couldn't get the robes done, but
Keep working on it.
We might be back.
okay. Well, if you don't come back, I'll keep this fucking money.
That's fine.
Good luck to you." She gives you a wink, Bork, and a nod to the both of you two.
No mood to take wings, honestly. Straight faced, ready to leave.
Well, aren't you in a mood this evening?
I'm out the door.
Yeah, out the door. You
I'm
go.
I'm going over to the ponies.
She gives you two others. She goes, seems in a bad way. Keep an eye on him, won't you?
He's having a horrible run of luck. I don't know what to tell you, Thora.
Lots of stupid questions.
A lot of stupid answers.
So yeah, you guys grab the ponies and head for the northeast of town. Are you just straight up leaving?
Yeah, just straight up.
The path leading out of town, actually that way, splits just outside the town. One way seems to be heading down. You can see there's like a riverside jetty. The rest of it, the path continues towards the river and then curls along it to travel alongside it. I think that's probably a good point to end it there. I think for the evening.
Yeah.
But you're riding out of town.
Pouring rain with one fiery hand.
Yeah, during it, you're riding out of town. Hat aflame, familiar following you. Which, if Pronce and Bork, you are both on a pony together, and Enothe, you've got your own, and you are off in search of these cultists and the tomb of Gradlack. Yeah, we're coming round the mountain.
Sweet.
Okay, that's about going to do it for this episode. Once again, we'll be back at the start of February with our special double-length episode. Stay tuned to our social media accounts because we're going to be making some announcements soon about cool stuff that we've got coming up in 2018. As always, we want to hear from all of you, and you can get in touch with us on Twitter and Facebook, both of which we are at Pretend With Dice, and you can also email us directly at pretendingwithdice@outlook.com. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave us a review as well. It'd be super appreciated. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for listening. Happy holidays, and we'll see you all next time.